Hello everybody, I am back and we are ready to do some nail encapsulation with some glitter and some sparklies. I got all of my Young Nails products here and also my creations. We're just going to kind of mix and match and see what we can come up with. I'm going to kind of test out a couple things. We're just doing some accent nails here on Jandy. She really has a pretty manicure to start with, and I've just kind of thinned out a couple of the nails on each hand so we can play and see what we can create. We're shooting for kind of a glitter encapsulation that is a little Valentine's-y. I keep seeing all of the beautiful nail art that you guys are doing on the Instagrams and the TikToks and the YouTubes, and you guys have got me motivated for Valentine's, so I can't help myself. We did just like a really simple biob last week, I think it was, and we didn't really have time to do nail art, so I just did simple biob on the nails. I put on some hollow top coat, and that's what she's been wearing for a week. They're really, really pretty as they are, but we do want to add some sparklies, plus it gives me time to play. I'm going to do kind of a maximum encapsulation on one hand and a little bit less on the other, and then a little bit, we're going to add a little bit of polish underneath one hand and not on the other. So that way I can kind of see the difference, if it makes a big difference or not. Here's kind of a close-up of the creations glitters I'm working with. I really love working with these because they're pressed, they're cut super, super fine and thin. It's really easy to kind of melt those down into your base coat. We've kind of waited long enough, so let's just get into it. Like I said, I have picked 2 fingers on each hand, and I've already kind of shaved down the product a little bit, and they're all ready to go. I'm just going to kind of wipe them down with a little bit of either alcohol or swipe. I'm using swipe. Get them nice and clean. We'll put on our protein bond, of course. With the protein bond, of course, it's just important that you don't oversaturate, I should say, the nail or the skin or anything like that, because that will cause problems with lifting. So you're just going to kind of make sure you get it all over the nail, especially on the sides and back towards the back. That's really going to help with our adhesion. Now we're going to go in with a base coat to get us started, so we've got some kind of sticky layer to stick on our glitters. A little bit of an ombre using, let's see, Manicure in Wine Wrangler, and then the lighter one that I'm using is, I think it's hold on, Dust Bunny, and we're just gonna ombre these 2 together. Simple. I'm doing a voiceover on this, and to tell you truthfully, because we kind of packed this handful, I really couldn't tell the difference between the hand that we didn't do any more background colors. So just kind of a side note, you could use it or not use it. But like I said, we really packed on this hand, so really all you're seeing is glitter. That's at least kind of the intake I took away from the whole session. That was one of them, at least, is that you really couldn't see this background color. It was a great idea, and probably had I not packed on the glitter, it would have come through a little bit better. But like I said, we chocked it full. dive into the glitters, you can see what I'm grabbing, and I'm just going to place it onto the nail. I'm kind of paying attention what I'm grabbing first, where I'm placing it, because when I get over to my other hand, I'm going to do things kind of in an opposite order, a little bit of an opposite order, because I wanted to see, does it make a difference? What kind of a difference does it make? And you can kind of follow along here. These are some of my favorite glitters. I'm just going to kind of tap it and pat it down as we go. If I need to add more sticky, I'll just use a little bit of my Madam Glam base to create that sticky layer, so that way I have something to kind of adhere everything to. And I'm just kind of tossing some different flakes on here. Bring back a little bit of that pink for Valentine's. I'm going to go in with my pink flakes and kind of add them where they need them. I'm having her nuke periodically just to kind of attach everything. And again, adding some base coat if I need more tacky layer. Of the round glitter, I just want a little bit here and there. I don't want it to overpower. Since the round glitter is a little bit bigger than the other flakes, it's really easy to accidentally add too much, and then you've just kind of covered up everything. So I'm just kind of putting it here and there. I want to keep a lot of that reflective light coming through. That is at least the goal I'm shooting for. She's looking a little full, but trust the process. I'm just going to go in with the lighter round glitters, add a few here and there, and then to bring back more of that light and reflectivity, I'm going to go in with some Gemini glitter dust is what I'm going to call it. It's the super fine dusties. And I had a client that gave me some last week. It was very nice of her, and I appreciate it. It was my first time trying Gemini, and I loved it. On this hand, I also went ahead and threw in some gold flakes, just that way I could kind of compare. I'm not going to add the gold flakes on the other hand. So just press everything in there, get it down. I realized here that I lost a lot of my light, and that's where I was like, okay, I need to add some more light back in, and I got my Gemini Dusties. We're just going to kind of sprinkle this around again, just to get that light bouncing back off and coming through. These are looking pretty good, so that's hand's gonna go in the nuker. We're gonna tackle hand 2. So we're going in with our protein bond once again. We'll lay down a little bit of base and start decorating. Remembered on this hand we're going to do things a bit differently, so I'm not going to add any of the gel polish underneath. We're just going to use what she has on as our base, and then I'm going to kind of do things a little bit backwards. So I'm starting with the hot pink, the larger dotted glitter. I'm adding a little bit more of that since that's going to be on the bottom of this hand. I'm going to pull a little of it off. If I feel like I've kind of got too big of a clump going on, I'll just kick some of these off and we won't worry about it. We'll move on to the next glitter. On this hand, I kind of clumped all the pinks together, so I'm going to go right on top with my glitter flakes, my pink ones, and we're just going to lay these on top, smush everything down. Like I said, we're going to add base where we need it to be tacky, nuke it here and there just to kind of get everything to stick, and we're going to end up with the thinner, lighter pieces of glitter on the top of this nail. Does it. So I'm going to go in with my Synergy gel. This is my pink build. It just has that slight pink tint to it. I added enough on it to make sure we cover the whole nail and leave myself room to shape the shape of the nail, the final shape of the nail with my E-file. So I'm just going to make sure all the glitter is encapsulated and covered. I'll go through this part pretty quickly encapsulated, and I'm just wiping off the tacky layer so I can file these into shape. And I'll kind of file off of the camera just because I can kind of see a little bit better if it's not directly in the camera. All right, I have got the bulk taken off, and now I'm just going to kind of wipe these down again. Everything looks pretty good. I'm going to try to get what I can out of this top coat and get these covered. Since these are really just kind of practice nails for me, I'm not too worried if it doesn't get covered like really thick with the top coat. I still think they look beautiful. Now I'm just gonna kind of shape this, get our shape back here in our nail. We'll clean everything up and have a final look at these nails. My camera didn't agree with my light too much when I came back, but I did fix it. So here is kind of what we started with, and here is our end result. I think they came out beautiful. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and I will see you soon.